What's up, everybody? Charles Mabry Prime Global Group, man. Listen, I have some special friends. They came down from Virginia Beach, man. I got the faith doctor and first lady pastor Ginger that's gonna kill me for calling her a first lady because she is so much more than a first lady. But I'm gonna make her be a first lady too. How y'all doing today?
We are extraordinary. How are you today?
Amazing on purpose. I'm with the first lady. I'm doing real good.
You call her first lady?
No.
I know you did not call her first lady.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so y'all came down here despite weather, despite all the stuff, man. I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all. Again, people, these are friends we met in Sandals in April, and they got a chance to come down, go to Memphis, go to a game with us, see the hardware store. They're going to go see some properties. We're going to eat dinner later, and then we're just gonna have us a good old time. But I want them on the podcast so we can talk positivity, we can talk the Lord, we can talk background, we're gonna be able to talk everything because both of them are pastors. She's not just a first lady, she's a pastor.
Correct.
She has so much going on. We've been talking about it. We're gonna wait and let it get in. So again, y'all, welcome to Jonesboro, welcome to Memphis and all that, and we appreciate y'all coming. And we're gonna get to the nitty gritty.
Let me say this before we get going. Just thank you for having us.
Man.
I mean, this is amazing. You thanked us for coming, but thank you for inviting us. Desire is the product of exposure. You've already exposed us. In a day and a half, you've already exposed us to so much what you have going on, you and your beautiful wife and your family. So we just thankful as well for being here.
Not to interject, but you always give me something to think about. When you were just talking, Charles, I was just thinking how we're never too big to be exposed to more.
Never.
And I think more people need to get out of their comfort zone. I was telling your wife, I'm totally out of my comfort zone being here with you all. But you all have exposed us to just something so much bigger than what we see locally. And so we're thankful. And I know this is divine.
And little bitty Jonesboro too. That's the crazy part.
Jonesboro.
Wow.
Everybody, when we tell people like we go on vacation or we meet people, our investors come down. They're like, "What's in Jonesboro?" Then when they get here, they're like, "Oh, I see why you want to leave Jonesboro." It's a lot more than what people think. But that's what this investment group and that's what this podcast is about. I basically want to teach people, not just our people, not no race, not no age, gender, not no nothing. I want to teach people financial literacy, how to do more than, just be normal. If you want to just be normal, that's fine. But if you want to do more, we want to have the capability to teach everybody things to do and the ability to be more than just an average person. So our investment group, again, like I told y'all, is a vertically integrated real estate group, and y'all see all the stuff we're building. So we a few days ago we met with the AD Arkansas State. He's gonna let us do housing through there. They're gonna buy material from us. So God's just been in the blessing business, and it's just funny because it's all God.
Wow.
It's all God. So let's talk about how we met, man. Let's talk about good old Sandals.
Sandals.
Y'all need to give us some money, man. We be plugging y'all too much.
Absolutely.
Sandals credit card because of this man yesterday.
On the spot.
We're going to have a whole podcast on Sandals now. I've been trying to get my wife on the podcast for the longest. I know how to get on now. All I got to do is talk about Sandals. And she'll come sit right in this chair all day long and do a whole show. Yeah. Since she's been a travel agent, you can't tell her nothing now. She getting triple, quadruple, quadruple points.
Yeah, she should.
So we met April at Sandals Carousel
on a birthday trip.
On the birthday trip.
50th birthday, his 52nd birthday.
And then we found out that you all's birthday is in the same month.
It's an April thing.
So you and Candace share a birthday. April 11th.
It's a national holiday. It's a national holiday. It's a national holiday. I mean, we were trying to tell you that,
And yours is the 16th.
April 16th.
And mine's is the 27th.
Wow.
So I'm going to throw something out there. Once y'all become investors in the Prime Global, we're going to make a business retreat the whole month of April.
I like how you called me the faith doctor, but you might be the faith something too, because you said once we become.
That's right.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. I believe that.
I think I am 4-0 for when people come down
to
get a check. Yeah, I'm 4-0.
Okay.
I'm 4-0. Listen, one thing about it is you can't fake the funk.
Right.
It either is or it ain't.
Right.
When you tangible, you can go touch it. It's real easy to say, okay, this is something I want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? So real estate, man, is just it's great. It's great. And again, we met in April.
Yeah. In the pool.
In the pool. Yeah. I had to save your wife because some girl was trying to rub on her.
I missed all that, and then I came into that, and you was like, I was like, yeah,
I'm so green.
I'm so
green. Like,
that's a whole nother podcast. She's so green.
And you did. You were like,
because she gives everybody a pass, the benefit of the doubt.
The girl kind of played it a little bit because you was getting out the pool, and she kind of was like she was gonna help her, and then she just slid her hand down her butt.
Oh, okay.
And I was getting out. I just grabbed. I was like, hey, don't touch us. That's a pastor. Like, you don't put your hands on her like that.
Yeah.
And pastor like, yeah.
Enough if you buck.
So she had, like, after 15 minutes of meeting, she had a bodyguard already in the pool. So that was, even though her husband built everybody else.
That's good. It was divine.
Funny.
It was divine once again. Who would have thought the lady grabbing my booty would have brought us here today?
Wow.
Won't he do it?
Wow. Wow.
The good thing about it is we go to Sandals a lot, and we always seem to find people that become lasting friends, that become, it's bigger than just being an investor. My whole goal for doing Prime Global was to teach people financial literacy, teach them how to build, but also make my friends enough money to just vacation with us.
Come on.
That was my whole goal. Like, I want my friends to be financially free, so that when I say, hey, we want to go celebrate the whole month of April, everybody can be like, okay, cool, I just got to leave on Saturday to go preach Sunday, and I'll be back Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of, and it sounds far-fetched to some people, but like, that can be life.
Yes.
Like, that can really be life. So I just want to get everybody to knowing that you don't have to have a jump shot. You don't have to go to the NFL. You could be a normal person.
Right.
And we could really do this.
Well, you're the evidence.
Yeah, that's facts.
No, but
you're the evidence.
And it's key you saying that because, I grew up on hip-hop, rap music, and the thought was either you sold crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. So you know where I'm going with that.
Up, yeah.
And that was the mindset. Yeah. But you're showing that there's another route, there's another way, there's a better way.
Yeah.
And like she said, you're the evidence of it. You got the fruit of it. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
you got receipts, as the young people say.
Receipts, man.
But as us young people say, I'm one of the young people
too.
And I want people to know, because we didn't know, that you all have receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to impress me. And I am impressed with, really, first of all, just the Spirit of God. Like, I can start prophesying to you right now, but I won't. But the Spirit of God that's on you and your wife, and to hear how you walked into where you are now is through being humble and being obedient and not looking for the handout, but discipline, it sounds like to me, and you're a go-getter, and y'all are just going to get it.
Yeah.
And what I learned last night is that you both are very kind people who treat people well.
Thanks.
And we can't miss that,
Yeah,
especially in the church.
No question about, because not that, listen, you can fool some people,
right?
But I seen one too many people walk up to you all or not let you pass them without calling your name,
like
saying Candace's name, saying your name, wanting to touch you, wanting to give you a hug. And again, that just shows character, man. Yeah. And you all are displaying something. You have it on display. You may not be in a pulpit,
right?
But you're in a marketplace. And Scripture says, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works." Well, people can see. They see it all over you and your life.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny too, because I tell the story all the time. My wife said, she say, you got to treat the janitor like the principal.
Exactly.
Because you never know when the janitor will become the principal.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it's funny because you had family that works for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That's how small this world is. And you was like, do you know? I'm like, yeah, I just met him like a couple of weeks ago. First thing he said was, man, I had to tell him how good people you was. I was like, I just radiate that, man. I try not to, I try to be the person that is inspirational, not the person that's a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I'm not perfect now, because sometimes I can be like, hey, quit playing. You know what I'm saying? But discipline, hard work, leadership, and sometimes you have to follow as a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the things I'm trying to get people to understand, that what we're trying to do. And it's difficult being a black man sometimes, but like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Give me the shortcomings, give me the more difficult route. I'm cool with that, because it's always gonna be handled right.
Right.
Because I have that faith. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not no pastor, but man, when I tell you I love the Lord, you know what I'm saying? It's for real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's no limit on nothing we can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about all of us. Nothing we can do. So.
Well, we're created in His image, and He's a limitless God. So why would He make us with limits, right? Yeah. And one thing, just I want to add to this conversation is another reason why we're here is because my husband can tell you love your wife. And if we would have picked up on anything other than that, we wouldn't be here. And so don't forget that partnership piece as far as like, that's crucial, because I know there's no way that you would be doing this without Candace.
Oh, absolutely.
And you, as soon as you picked us up, you started bragging on how Candace is your best friend. And more black men need that example. Instead of the barbershop talking about go hit it, go do this, go do that.
Go do what?
You know, hit it.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, I do hit it now.
Well, you hit it with your wife.
Yeah, I do hit it. No, what you saying before we start recording? The church need to know about it.
The church need to know about it.
Okay, the pulling in the hair. You know, we were just talking about that.
Whoa, what was y'all talking
about? But listen,
this
like
I said, podcast?
No, this is a good podcast because I'm gonna tell all the pastors and leaders out there. We should be the ones leading the conversation.
In what area? In what area?
Money. In your sex life, that's why there's all these. We're on a whole nother topic.
Yeah, first lady, we went from the pool to the sex life.
But the support that I feel between the two of you is so inspiring.
I agree.
And you're a leader, like you just said, that also knows how to be led.
For sure.
We're leaders.
For sure.
But you're leading us, and you don't even know it.
No question about it. And the last thing, I guess, before we go somewhere else, small world. So when I knew we were eventually coming here, I reached out to my cousin. I know he worked here for the Grizzlies, and he spoke so highly of you. And he's a straightforward, straight shooter.
Right.
If something was off, he would have told me.
Right.
And so then last night, seeing him face to face, and y'all were talking, then he came back over to me and says, "You trying to tell me you met him at Sandals?"
Yeah. He asked me that 20 times.
So you know I'm not. He walked over to me and said, "Cuz, come on now. You try to tell me your first time you hear from meeting somebody at Sandals?" I said, "I know that sound, but I'm telling you, that's it. I'm here. I'm Memphis. I'm here because I met him at Sandals." Yeah. He was blown. Yeah.
But doesn't that speak to like just the divineness of God, the setups?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like you never know what God
is
reassurance. Doing. The reassurance.
Absolutely.
Obeying the still small voice.
No question about it.
You know, when you all were talking and you're both sports fans and you started talking about the game, and I guess you suggested this trip, and he was like, "That's all I want for Christmas."
Yeah.
You know?
Because he said he didn't want nothing at first.
He didn't want anything at first. That's his character.
Yeah.
And as a wife, I was like, we're going to make this happen. But again, it's so out of my comfort zone. Yep. But being led by the Spirit of God.
Yep.
And you said I'm not a pastor.
Yeah, you are.
But let me explain that to you real quick.
Come on.
Because all a pastor means is a guide or a shepherd or somebody who's guiding or leading somebody over a particular area. Right. Don't have to be in a pulpit. So respectfully, you and your wife are pastors. You're guiding people into financial literacy. You're guiding people into expansion and exposure.
Right.
You're doing it. And so, there's some areas I probably could pastor you in, but there are plenty of areas you can pastor me in.
Right.
Because my thing is, we're people who are in authority, but we know how to also be under authority. And I don't want to be the richest one, the smartest one, the most exposed one in my circle. Because if that's it, I reach my ceiling.
Yeah.
So I'm loving. I mean, listen, I'm about to be worrisome. I'm about to figure out how to get some of this what you got going on.
For sure.
Because this got to rub off on me. I watch the scripture and I see Lot getting rich by hanging around Abraham.
That's it.
Yeah.
God didn't tell Lot anything.
That's it.
He just went along with Lot.
Yeah.
Now I ain't going to Sodom and Gomorrah, but if I got to be your Lot to get that, I ain't gonna get caught up. But you know what I know? It's a principle.
Yeah.
You know, you get around people who have your answer, and you get away from people who got your problem.
There you go. Yeah.
And there's some answers you and your wife got that I'm after.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can do it, we can do it.
But facts. And the thing is, Kalim could tell you, we were recording the other day at one of my students, his first new bill. And I was way more proud of that than I was. And I was so giddy because Troy has done everything right. And he is so focused on what he's doing. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, this was 3 years ago. This dude took a HELOC on his house. This is his 6th or 7th house. And it's his first new one, financed by the bank. So now he goes from doing 1 financed by the bank to doing 2. Then from 2 to 5. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, he got another 3 years of Frito-Lay, but by the time he quit, he's going to have 15 houses, 10, 15 houses.
Wow.
He's going to be making more before he retires than he's making now.
Come on.
Like in 3-4 years, that's major. He's been out there 20 years.
Right.
And he just does everything right. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. It's the discipline part of it. I tell people all the time, like, it used to be a time, you know, and we'll talk about that. Like, I told Pastor from jump, when I first met y'all, I told my wife, I said, I bet that nigga a pastor. I say, he's a street nigga, but I hear the biblical in him. And then all of a sudden we talking and, what do? Oh, I pastor a church. We just bust out laughing.
Oh, wow.
We just bust out laughing. Because at the end of the day, you can't fake what you are.
That's right.
Right.
You can try it.
Yep.
But people who are really focused,
You can see.
I see it immediately. You know what I'm saying?
He baptized a man in Sandals pool,
In
an
the Bahamas.
old white man
In the
in the
Bahamas.
Bahamas. He baptized. I have pictures. All these Caucasian people around us crying because this man decided he wanted to get baptized that day.
We were talking.
And
He
by
just said,
this black man.
he said, it's something about you.
dipped him.
It's
Yep.
something about you that I can't put my hand on. Do you mind telling me what you do? Because it's something going on with you that I can't. And you know, I mean, I'm on vacation. You know, anybody trying to be in the pool talking about I'm a pastor, but because he asked me, I said,
Every time.
I said I'm a pastor, and he just said, I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it. And he says, so then he says, I would love to be baptized. And you know, I'm just saying to myself, well, sure, when you get back home.
Yeah, go to your local church.
You know, to Tennessee, because he's from Tennessee.
Yeah, he was from
I said, when you get back home to Nashville, you know, He's like, no.
Right
Now.
now.
And so I'm looking around like, oh, bro, you want me to do it right now? And then, you know, this is when God began to, like, come on, this is who you are.
Right now, yeah.
We walked to the middle of the pool, and that's
We
there.
did it.
Yeah, we did
You
it.
can't help who you are.
Yeah.
And you know, just what you just said, I picked it up. You were talking about your student and how you were proud of him
that's good.
because he applied what you taught him. That is pastoral.
Yeah.
We're the same way from the pulpit. When I see a woman say, because of you, Pastor G, I'm abstinent. I've made this decision, and they walk that out until marriage. That's the same feeling.
Different.
I'm so
That's good.
proud of you doing that.
Yeah.
Versus, I don't care about that. We care about the tithes. We care about all that. But the fact that you applied what the word said, what the teacher said, you applied it and you walked it out.
Yeah.
That is the reward.
And it worked.
And it
And it
worked.
worked.
Of course it's gonna work.
That's the hardest thing to get people to understand. I told Troy in the beginning, I said, listen, this ain't no get rich quick scheme, bro. I said, you're not gonna see no money, no real live money for about 5 years. And you're gonna be putting a ton of money in it. I say, I'm telling you. I say, but at that 5-year point, that 6-year point, you're gonna be financially free. You're changing your whole bloodline just with that 5 years of discipline. And people don't get it. 5 years is like that.
Yeah.
It is
yeah,
very
it's a blink
quick.
of an
It's so fast.
Yeah.
It is so quick.
Yeah.
And you said my key word, bloodline. I have a shirt that says this
Yep.
is bloodline business.
Yeah, facts.
And
Yeah.
Oh, we got to
people
print.
don't
Oh, we got to
get
print that
it.
up next. We got
Okay,
to
we
print
can
that up
do
next
that.
over.
Yeah.
This bloodline
business. This, yeah.
This is bloodline
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
But people don't see that. They don't understand that the reason why they're addicted to pornography is it's bloodline business.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why you can break through and be an investment guru is because you've made the decision to change your bloodline.
Yeah.
But if nobody ever exposes, you
Yeah.
act the way you act because of your bloodline,
Facts.
they can never fix it.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got to keep exposing them.
That's real. Yeah. That, I'm trying. The thing with me is I got to get around. We have to be around like-minded people because you could beat your head against the wall all day, and people will pass you and look.
Yeah.
They think it's some kind of get rich quick scheme, and they don't know we've been doing this for 20 years. Like I've been an entrepreneur 25 years. I opened up my first business in 2001,
Wow.
and I've made a bunch of mistakes. But now we found our niche, and we just, when we got approved for $100 million, I was like, wow.
My God.
I was like, that's crazy. We were laying in bed. My lawyer called. She was like, oh, I got y'all. Y'all straight. Y'all approved. And she was like, that don't really happen on first funds. She's like, so you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
But we live in a world, though, that people won't even try to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Because all they know is apartments.
And then, too, it's just like I told you about the church, the conversation we had about the church. I'm like, if we do certain strategic things, we don't have to depend on tithes.
Right.
We are too big, too knowledgeable, we're too good to hope when we go to the bank and hope they.
Right.
My kids will never hope.
Right.
My daughter will tell you in a heartbeat, listen, I'm very wealthy.
There you go.
My kids are very wealthy. I just live we just live below our means. You know, because at the end of the day, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm gonna get to. Like I told you, I say we'll be a $500 million fund soon. I said I'm gonna enjoy it right now.
Right.
I'm gonna enjoy every day, every second as it comes. Whether it's somebody getting fired, leaving, quitting, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna wish them well and go about my business. I don't have time to be mad or upset.
Right.
But again, we have to get people to financial freedom, and we got to get them to the Lord. I mean, we just got to.
That's good.
And you can't. You know, I tell people all the time. I'm like, they be like, man, you don't get mad when this person say that. I say, nah. I say, man, success has enemies. That's just a simple fact.
Yeah.
I can't waste my time on people that's talking about me, bro.
Right.
They talked about Jesus Christ.
Come on,
So
Messiah.
who do you think you are?
Hosanna.
So but you're so pastoral, knowingly or unknowingly, but that's the scripture. You can't get the 100-fold without persecution.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna like you.
Yeah.
People gonna talk about you whether you're doing good, bad, or nothing at all.
Yeah.
So you might as well do what you are assigned to do in this life.
Right.
Walk in your purpose.
Yeah.
You just said something again. It's like I'm a delayed person. When you were just talking about your daughter, she says, I'm wealthy.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of our daughter, Kennedy, who thinks she owns everything in the house.
Right.
She'll go and come down in a shirt that says Faith Doctor. My dad is my daddy, so is mine.
Right.
She'll come down and do whatever she wants. She just takes. And every day we're like, you really think that's yours? If it's my daddy's, it's mine. If it's his, it's
mine.
ours.
Come on, now you're talking.
He owned the cattle on 1,000 hills.
I knew he was going to back me with the word.
He owned the cattle on 1,000 hills.
If it's his,
all the silver is mine,
ours.
the gold is mine. That's what he says.
And you're right. We need to get people to the real living God, because the real living God is not broke.
Come on now.
He is not broke. And you know, you always teach Jesus wasn't walking around with a tax collector, a bill. If he was broke, and a money bag, if he's broke, what do we need him for?
He by himself.
And the man stealing from the bag, and he still ain't broke.
And still blessed. But
and he see him stealing and don't do nothing.
Yeah, right.
Come on,
right?
He sees him stealing and still
Right.
includes him, because it can't affect him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The haters can't affect you at the end of the day.
That's right.
The scripture in Job says there is not one purpose of God's that can be thwarted. Right? There's nothing, whether you want to call yourself a pastor or not, whether the haters hate you or not, there's not one plan of God for Candace and Charles that can be stopped.
Absolutely.
Except your limited stinking thinking.
Yep.
And that is the problem with our community. Even he and I, we tell the story all the time. When we first started dating, I didn't realize we were going into these. Now, first of all, I'm not an Applebee's girl. Not knocking it. No offense, Applebee's, if you're watching. But I had a certain caliber. And I wasn't going to lower my standard.
Me either.
Right?
I had a certain caliber too. I wasn't going to lower my standard.
Bojangles. Right, which yours didn't. No, I'm just kidding. But we would go to these restaurants, and he's not really familiar, and he would, you know.
How many years ago was this?
Before we were married.
Yeah,
I found out he's tipping people 10%, and when I found out, I was like, "You're doing what? You're walking in here in these restaurants, and you're only giving people 10%." It's because he didn't know that is not the standard anymore, and you can't do what you don't know.
Yeah, now you're talking.
But people want to they don't want to know. And why don't they want to know? I don't know, because it's poverty thinking.
Yeah.
And so even being around you all this weekend or this week, you know better, you do better. You would think, but some people don't.
Yeah.
And you can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
You got two type of ignorance. He says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So some stuff you just don't know. But it does not stop. But it still doesn't stop you from being slowly destroyed.
Right.
But then if you keep reading that same verse in Hosea, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But then he says, because you have rejected knowledge as well. So some people get spoon-fed the knowledge. But because I've always done it this way.
They reject it.
My tradition, my mama, I've always done it this way. I know what you're telling me, but I'm going to reject it. Yep. And that's really a fool for somebody to say, here's a better way of doing things. I have proof. I got receipts. I can show you evidence of it. And if you go back and still do it your way, that's a fool.
I can't do nothing with you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing this year. I started last year, but I can't waste my time trying to help the helpless.
Right.
Like, if you don't want it, like, I'm gone. Like, and I've cut a lot of people off that I thought were going to be there. But when I listen to certain people speak, the person to help you get to 10 million may not be the person to help you get to 100 million.
Period.
And we got to be okay with that.
That's right.
Like, I want to bring everybody, I try to bring everybody up here. And me and her were talking on vacation. Like, some people just don't want that. Some people just want to be the janitor. Well, with me, it's hard to be around me and want to be that, because you're going to be one of two things. It's a gap there. You're either going to come up to me or you're going to be trying to pull me down to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I have to just get away from you, because I know what my focus is. I know where I got to go. Like dude said, he's like, what you've done with the Grizzlies, nobody has done. He like, bro, you've been here 4 years. Your company is inside of FedEx Forum, a 370-something seat lounge club. Like, bro, that's... And I'm just in the moment. I don't really know how impressive it is until a friend of mine came down from Atlanta. He was like, bro, this is big, bro. He said, this is really big. And I'm like, it's just what we doing, man. He said, no. This is big, bro.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think. The people that you see on them Jumbotrons is the Robin Hoods, the Toyotas. These are 100-year companies. These are billion-dollar companies. And you see Prime Global right there.
Prime Global.
And we've been 1 year. 1 year, one partner.
Yeah.
I have one partner that believes in everything that we do. And all he says is, send me the paperwork. Send me the numbers, send me the paperwork. And I do a lot of stuff, and then I'll come to him and be like, okay, I need this and that. He just, okay, send me the paperwork. Let's do it. When we get to that point to where we're not competing, we're just completing, we're going to be tough.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of like-minded people, not our people, not their people, of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Because again, this is just the streets, man. It's just legal.
It's just
legal, bro.
It's just legal.
It's just legal.
Yeah.
And again, it's the norm now. I remember my first Grizzly game, I sat courtside, bro. I was the whole game, eyes this big. I'm like, wow. Now you see, I'm hugging the players. I'm sitting next to Ja Dad. I'm sitting next to this person. 3 or 4 players come dab us up. The presidents come. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is just normal. Like, these is my people. Like, it's crazy, bro.
But could it be because you are the one that actually made the decision to step out of the boat?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember the day we got our tickets. Me and her, and then too, I like to tell people this here too. Like, I don't have to go home. I want to go home.
There you go.
I don't have to go on vacation. I want to go. A long time ago, one of my partners was like, man, who the realest nigga in your camp, bro? I was like, my wife. So you telling me if stuff was going down? Absolutely, that's who I want. Because she know where the gun's at. She know how to reload for me. And she know how to get out the way and let me conduct my business.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to take with me, bro. Like I told you yesterday, I ain't concerned with me and you go nowhere. You may be a pastor, but I know if it pop off, I ain't got to worry about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing we got to start teaching people, man. Marriage is not perfection.
Right. Not at all.
It's not. It's hard. But if you keep that communication and respect, you can work through anything. Me and my wife said a long time ago, divorce is not an option. We don't argue a lot. We don't beef. But even when we did, it wasn't no divorce. It was like, we just got to make it through it. And you just got to grow together, man. Like, so many people, they just don't want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, well, it is, I'm going to work, I'm coming home, you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
That's not life.
No.
That is not life.
No.
Our ministry is, we actually scratch out hard and say marriage is good work.
Yeah.
It's good work. And you're right. People don't want to be intentional in their marriage. You're either going to grow together or you're going to grow apart.
Yeah.
And
one or two gonna happen.
That's it, because we all evolve. We should be changing. We should be exposed. My husband and I went through a really difficult season where I didn't know if we were going to make it. The good pastor.
Good first lady.
And the first lady. Yeah, we was getting ready. It wasn't a good thing. That's another story for another podcast. But, I'll never forget God telling me, you will choose mercy. And that's how you know it's your purpose partner, when you realize that what you and Candace have, what J and G have, is bigger than just us.
Yeah.
It's bigger than us. It's a reflection of what God is doing on this earth. And that's, people don't look at it like that. They really don't. Sidebar. God has been speaking to me a lot about what we call the remnant. We're living in really strange times right now. But as you were just talking about Prime Global and the Grizzlies and all of that stuff, and when I said, could it be, because you are the one that said yes, I really just felt like the Lord was saying you're part of the remnant. There's a special group of people that God is putting to the side and preserving for such a time as this.
Right.
Because the world's economy is crazy.
Ooh,
but God's economy is not.
Mm-hmm.
And so he'll preserve people like Candace and you as the remnant, as long as you keep obeying what I really feel like you ain't even seen nothing yet.
Not at all.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Charles. But it's because of your yes. And you're going to wrestle with God a little bit, because it's not going to look like what you think, but you're going to give a surrendered yes. And you think the flood, you think it's happening now, because I'm hearing your stories, and it's, to me, all I hear is, God opened that door.
Mm-hmm.
God opened that door.
Mm-hmm.
God opened that door. But there's getting ready to be a flood.
Right.
But it's the remnant.
I receive it.
And you got to know it ain't about you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's so good.
Listen, I pray every morning, man. Before I get on so I used to pray periodically during the day, right? So I just one day it put on my heart, it was like, you know what? You need to speak to me before you speak to other people.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm telling Candace, because that nigga gonna pray. Man, she got so many alarms.
I love it.
Pray for my husband. Pray for my daughter.
That's
pray
right.
for my mama. And I'd be like, golly, girl, you guarding me to death. You know what I'm saying? But it also makes me want to be more disciplined too.
There you go. In
So
that area.
I say, the funniest thing, and I tell people this all the time, I may have said it to y'all, but we've grown each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You told me that.
You feel what I'm saying? Like we were young kids.
Yeah.
Like kids when we met, 7th grade.
That's amazing.
We've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a lot on both ends. And see, people have to realize that too. We want everybody to have grace with us. But sometimes you got to have a little grace too.
Yeah.
You got to bite that bullet and say, okay,
all the time.
my wife made a mistake. Okay, my friend made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
my brother made a mistake. I just told her this 2 days ago. I was speaking about my daughter. I say, we got to stop canceling people. We don't have to be around them. They don't have to be in our inner circle. But what we have to do is stop canceling everybody, because some relationships are meant to bubble back around. Both people need to grow, grow at a different time speed.
No doubt about it.
And my daughter, she's so fast with stuff, you know what I'm saying? And she feel like everybody should be fast stuff, but that's me. I feel like once I tell you one time, it's up to you, go do your research. I don't have time to train you while I'm paying you. I tell them that all the time. Go YouTube, go to. But again, like my wife say, that's how you learn. Everybody don't learn like that.
Right.
So I have to work on my patience, but it's also because I know I got somewhere to be. I'm 48 years old. God's already told me by 55 I'm gonna be a billy. I already know I'm gonna be a billionaire.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So it ain't even about wondering. When she said, I know that. I was in Curacao one time, and God put on my heart. I was in the pool, bro, and he was like, I was like, God, thank you. This is so beautiful. He was like, you haven't seen nothing yet.
You can own a resort.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals.
Absolutely.
One of my goals. But I got out and I got in the shower and I cried so hard. And I love our relationship because my wife kind of just know when God be touching on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she'll just stand by that shower. She let him have you, baby.
Yeah.
Go on, cry, baby.
Yeah.
Let it out, baby. Go on. Yep. I receive it. He say, and since then, we've been to Columbia. We've been to St. Vincent. We've been, my friend David, again, my partner in crime, put us on a 100-something foot yacht. We seen every Exuma nick and cranny that it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things. I fell in a hole up to my hip, and it was in the most beautiful place that it was. David fell in front of me, told me to watch the hole. He got out the hole, I fell right in it. Because I'm too busy looking at how, I'm like, God, dog. But he said that. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in Columbia, I was like, God, this is what you're talking about. And again, he said, and you ain't seen nothing yet.
And it's going to come with a great responsibility.
Great responsibility.
And I think that's what I'm almost like, it's the prophetic part. This is why I keep thinking about the remnant, because it's a weight with that.
Right.
It's a weight. When I saw you last night sitting at that table with those men, that's not normal.
Right.
That's not normal. That's not normal. And so what God is going to continue to expose, I don't even want to say low level, because it's not low level, and that's nothing against them, but the influence, the doors that God is going to take you through, you're going to have to really discern, and that's where Candace is going to come into what's for you and what's not.
Right.
Because the enemy sees this too.
You better believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better believe it.
And so I'm reminded of the devotional your wife sent out yesterday, of just being able to discern who you're supposed to connect with in this season. You're going to be a billionaire. You'll have the resort. But you're just going to have to count the costs and make sure you're sticking with him.
Yeah, and you all, echoing what she's saying, you already on the right track. I text you this morning, I was just thanking you again. But to go along with what you already said, the first thing you said was, it's all God.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the first thing you said.
And
see, and that's like, acknowledge him in all your ways.
Yeah.
And he'll make your path straight, which he's already doing.
Right.
And like my wife is saying, it's the remnant, but it's so much more. And you're where you are and where you're going to be is because of stewardship. You're also a good steward of where you are right now.
Yeah.
You're faithful over the little. I make you rule over much.
Yeah.
And you're watching God by the process. Yeah. He's expanding your influence. Mm-hmm. He's expanding Prime Global. He's expanding you and your wife. Everything you put your hand to is prospering.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I would say my husband and I are never impressed with money. We've been around millionaires time and time again. Yeah. But what I am impressed with is your impact.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Your impact is huge. And it's going to be great. And I'm going to just pray that God increases your patience, because you said it a few moments ago, your wife, everybody doesn't learn like you.
Yeah.
Even yesterday riding around, you talk so fast and you're spitting out all this vision and these ideas, and we're like, whoa. Wait, what?
How?
Take that, go back. Yeah, okay, this is great. But you're gonna walk. So there's gonna be people that you're gonna have to just, or find someone else who can teach it, to actually take the people step by step to walk what you're walking.
I pray for patience this morning, and I do every morning. I just want to be. I want to be right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
I don't want to be perfect. I'm not concerned about that at all. I'm always going to fall short, but I want to be right. Mm-hmm. And that's why I carry myself like that. Like again, like I tell you with the seats, like I just woke up. God said, "Bless him, I bless you. Here, go." You know what I'm saying? Like, and it be the impact of what people say for me. Like they're like, "Man, I would have never been able to sit courtside. I would." And I'll be like, "It's my normal, but I love it more for you."
That's it.
You get what I'm saying? Because what I tell you before the game, I say, because you said I fall asleep at it. Mm-hmm. You won't fall asleep at this one.
I had so much fun.
Right.
You won't, because we're in the most happening spot. It's just crazy how strategically we were set.
Come on.
I was set right next to my partner. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting right next to Jai's dad, T. Mm-hmm. Right there by his uncle and trainers. Next to me is one of the ladies who was instrumental in segregation. Older white woman that loves me to death. Like if I'm not at the game, she's, where are you at? What are you doing? Watch out! You know, so we're around such powerful people, and the crazy part is when we go somewhere, like my partner said, he said, man, I lead for sure. He said, but every time me and you are around each other, I love it because you lead and I'm just sitting back chilling. You know, and that's the thing I want for this year. You know, I got LeBron. I need somebody like you, like, so we can expand our global footprint. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to do this in Virginia. I want to do this over there, but we need to focus on Jonesboro now because we have that land acquired already.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, like we're growing the churches. At the same time, we teaching them, the kids, we're starting a program to help, distressed kids, because you have to change the mindset. We can't talk to kids for an hour and then send them home and they brother a gangbanger and they're around him all day, every day. We have to have a continual process. We got to do some, your online is great, but we have to get in the community and let these kids understand, you know what, being a pastor is actually cool. I get this, and that, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is so, they so caught up on the bag.
Right.
The bag is the least part
That's
of it.
what it's the impact.
I've been in a 1-bedroom. I've been in an 8-bedroom. If you don't have no love in it, don't none of that shit matter.
Right. That's
you
correct.
could be in a 25,000 square foot house and be miserable in a corner.
Yeah.
You could be in a 1-bedroom. We've literally been in a 1-bedroom and been happy as ever. Because guess what? This is our first apartment.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Yeah.
I think, man, I remember one time my wife called me. She said, baby, you ain't gonna believe what happened. And we was waiting on a big wire. I'm thinking, okay, it came through. She was like, man, I saved $25 and such. I said, girl, you calling me about that bullshit? I'm thinking you finna. She said, you gotta be thankful for God for the small things.
You better come on, Candace.
I said, you know what, you absolutely right. I said, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I have a different type of relationship with God, though. God knows I'm a comedian. So I say some off the rocker shit sometimes. And listen, I always be like, I'm sorry, God, my bad. My wife's like one day say, he know you're gonna say my bad before my bad. Just stop saying that. He know what he made.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Before
saying?
you in your mother's womb, he knew you. So
we do our best ministry at a bar.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
We
do.
I
thought you only drunk when you was around me.
No, shut up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
We will go and sit at a bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this lemonade at you. We'll go and sit at a bar. We are always meeting people
all the time
who would never come to church. And when they find out what we do, we just spoke with a lesbian married couple a couple weeks ago.
Like 3 hours, just
whose
talking to them.
ordained minister knows the white couple knows the word in and out, but won't come to the church because of the back. So I say all that to say, yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to be like? Aren't we supposed to be just down to earth and real and not pompous?
Where was God at
sitting with the sinners?
Yeah,
sitting with the backsliders.
Listen, and one of my favorite portions of scripture is Luke 15. I don't know how we can eliminate Luke 15, the first 5 verses. It says Jesus was hanging around the notorious sinners, hanging around the tax collectors. He was dwelling with them, and that's what made the Pharisees so mad. The religious people like, why are you with him?
But
with
aren't
them?
we sinners?
We're supposed to be.
I mean, not Jesus.
Yeah.
We all have our
no
stuff.
No question about it.
Let me say what I need to say to you. When you started talking about the Grizzly seats, I swear to you, mark my word, God was like, you think seats at the Grizzly is something? Wait till I put you in the seat in a White House. Have you ever thought about politics?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever thought about the White House?
Absolutely not.
Pray about it.
Absolutely not.
Pray about it.
Absolutely
I'm not talking about running for office. I'm not talking about any of that. But I literally heard Holy Spirit say, you think that's impressive? Watch to see what he does. Mark my word. Y'all got it on camera.
Yeah.
So when you show up at the White House or the Capitol or whatever.
I'm only going if Trump 2028.
Oh my God.
I said, listen, who I'm sitting there for gonna get it. Trust me, they gonna get it. My daughter gonna get that. She gonna be like, boy, my daughter be furious, man. So furious.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it's just like with the church. I'll help in the White House if it ain't no bullshit. I just don't dwell good in bull.
This is good.
I don't.
Okay.
You know, and again, I could fix. If the problem is the president really don't have no power, the people who put him in office does. It's the same thing here. Like, the people who backed your campaign is the one who's running the city. You don't have no say so. So my thing is the Elon Musk and all them, they the ones who really run the country. That's why it's in shambles like that. You have a country being ran by greed. How much, bro, it's really no different from 10 million to 20 million. From 20 million to 56. How much can you have? Like, why are we so greedy as a country? Mm-hmm. How much can you realistically have?
And so what if God is raising up a Charles to impact the country?
Listen, what he put on me to do, I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But if I'm in that White House, you know what you can say? I don't care what facet I'm in that.
Correct.
You can say, "Oh, it's finna get cracking."
Yeah.
Because
but wouldn't God use someone like you?
Yeah, I ain't riding down the streets with my top down though. I can tell you that. Y'all ain't gonna JFK me out here. You know, I'm gonna need to be in the beast at all time because the stuff I'm gonna say gonna shake up some people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. We could fix this country very easily. Very easily, man. Very easily.
Mm-hmm.
The wealthy have to do more. And we have to stop allowing the people that don't want to do nothing to benefit off not doing nothing. Mm-hmm. How do we give a person that has 9, 10 kids more money? You don't take care of the 9, 10 you have. Mm-hmm. But you have another one, we add $300 to your food stamps. We add $400 to your rent. Mm-hmm. Like, make it make sense.
Don't get me started. Right. I was on food stamps before.
Yeah. We were too.
Right. And so, but what hurt my soul, because my ex-husband literally walked out on me when I was
married before?
Anyway.
I did not know that. No.
Anyway. to a pastor.
Wrong pastor.
Right.
Yeah. I went back to work. I was doing everything I could, and I was denied food stamps because I made like 40 cents more than the requirement.
How crazy is that?
And so I found myself going to food banks at churches as a first lady because I was still married to this joker who didn't want to divorce me, in lines to get food for my babies. Because I made 40-something cents more than the requirement.
Yeah. I
have a big problem with that.
We just had Miss Emma in here. Shout out Miss Emma, and she was talking about how, because she runs a food bank, and she was like, I see some of the people who I know don't need it. She said, but at the end of the day, I can't turn them down because if I help one, I'm doing my job.
You can.
And that's so real. But at the end of the day, my mama was on food stamps. Candace will tell you, she had a Rolodex because back then, every time you moved, you got a new address, you can get a new phone line. I may have had 100 phone lines. You get what I'm saying? But my mama also said, you know what? It's time for me to use this system to get what I want. And she went back to beauty school. She got a beauty shop. Like, she really handled her business. So it can be used right. But at what point are we going to put a limit on it, a cap on it? And we need to get a grip on mental health. Everybody who's saying they sick in the head ain't sick in the head.
Right.
And some people who's saying they ain't is.
Absolutely.
So we have to really start using some of our resources to really understand what's going on in people's head and with people.
So, you know, mental health is another big thing. You guys know what I went through with my daughter, and I mentioned our daughter was in the hospital 8 days, only for us to be told, oh, by the way, your insurance doesn't cover anything mental health related.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Zero cents.
Yeah.
It's 0 cents. This country is backwards.
And then you get hit with that bill. So you go through all you go through emotionally, mentally, for your precious baby, but then you get hit with a bill right after that.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what's even more crazy. You get hit with the bill, but your credit got hit with it way before you even got the receipt. So you instantly look at your credit and you're like, dang, my credit dropped 100 points. You don't even know why. And this bill is on there.
You're fighting. You're trying to be in faith, and then, by the way, we know you're trying to cover your baby, but you're gonna have a whole hospital bill with this. Nothing is covered. Nothing is covered mental health.
With all that, man, with the politics, with the insurance and all that, that's why you gotta believe in God, man.
Period.
God has to be your source.
Got to.
You know, because these things will frustrate you, that get you off. But if God is not your source, if your faith is in man, it's in the White House, it's in blue, it's in red. If that's where your faith is, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It's got to be in God.
God has to be the source.
If that's your end all be all, you have no help.
Absolutely.
See, that's the thing. A lot of people misunderstand why black people faith is like it is because they never lived what we lived through. You get what I'm saying? And I tell my Caucasian friends this all the time. You would never understand how it feels, my drive, because you never went 3 days and ain't ate.
Mm-hmm.
You never seen your mama have to sleep with nobody for the rent money.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen your sisters, get molested, or like you've never seen certain things, so you'll never understand the drive that I have.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never understand my bloodline, what I'm trying to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't want like I told you later, I want 5 generations.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we opened an insurance company. I want to have so much insurance on me that the day I die, they ain't gonna be crying. They gonna be celebrating.
They gonna be hallelujah.
They gonna be like, this dude did that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can get a check. My mama used to always, and Candace, she's heard it several times. I don't want nobody getting rich off me when I pass.
Yeah.
And what I say, baby, I want everybody to get rich off me when I pass. I want everybody to get rich. I don't care if you crack it up.
Mm-hmm.
I want when you get that check, like, man, my brother did, my uncle did this.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta change the mindset.
Yeah, it's
man.
a mindset. That's what
you gotta change. And then, and you know what's even more worse? You get that bill for mental health, and it's a $6,000 bill. They won't give you no help with it. $6,000 bill. They won't give you no help with it. But then you look and see them giving $800 trillion or $1 billion to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Our bill was like $80-something thousand.
Make that make sense for 8 days.
For 8 days in the hospital.
Make it make sense.
80,000, and they were like, sorry for your luck.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. And then you ain't gave me no remedy for this 80,000.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
ain't gave me no help at all. Just put on these pills. Bro, you gotta make it make sense, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's all they're doing, bro.
Yeah.
To everybody. How can we look? Come on, man.
We were talking yesterday about my father transitioning, and he is Caucasian, and he had a great credit score, but when he died with no debt, and everything was taken care of. And to your point, we see in the African American community, because nobody talks about life insurance, or you do have that mentality, nobody's getting rich. Well, what are you going to do with the money when you die anyway? You see GoFundMe's for everything.
Just seen one this
Can
morning.
I get help with the funeral? Can I get help with the repast and all of the things? And when do we shift that?
Yeah.
Fish
fry
that?
T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen a real popular guy in Memphis, white folk, just passed away on a motorcycle. I just seen this morning a GoFundMe for him. And I'm like, you got 13 kids, bro, 13 kids. And you didn't have no life insurance?
Mm-hmm.
But who exposed him to life insurance?
But again, if you go look at him up, he's a gang member. Imagine, we used to have several gang members work for us.
Mm.
And I told him, I say, because he's always saying, I'm over 400 something people. I say, think about this. If you had 400 something people come and eat here, y'all gonna go eat, them 400 people gonna go eat somewhere in Jonesboro once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I say, imagine the revenue we'll have if you had them come eat here.
There you go.
$10
There you go.
times 400 every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would sustain us by yourself.
Yeah.
And guess what? When COVID happened, we gave them our food. We let them, didn't trip about the rent and all that. But they never helped us. And you know what you got? You got to eat that and keep going. When are we going to? We talked about this with the church. When are we going to take charge?
Right.
Same conversation with my pop. You got 3,000 people coming through here during the course of a week.
Amazing.
But you have to keep repeating tithes and offering, tithes and offering. I love John Gray so much. I love his words so much. But I tell my wife, I don't even want to watch it no more. If you gotta say 500 times, I ain't gonna keep on asking y'all for tithes and offering, and then you do it again and again, your word gets overshadowed. So why don't we come together and unite for a change and say, hey, we finna get in real estate. We know that's a 20% profit. We know that's a this or that there, and we're gonna be able to fund ourselves. So now we could be the hospital of the community.
Because we need the exposure.
Yeah.
I told you we had to go through that. We need your tithes because this is a building that has to keep functioning. It's the mindset. But you have to be exposed to.
Even the leader, the pastor himself, pastor has to be exposed.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if the pastor don't know,
that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't have the knowledge of it.
We have to be exposed.
Then what are you gonna pass on to the people?
That's it.
And then there has to be some humility too, because every pastor has to admit, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And that's no knock. In fact, people should applaud. I'm coming to get help. I'm going to get me a coach. I'm going to get a mentor. This guy knows more about this than I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to submit myself to him and learn from him so I can empower the people. But most pastors, too much pride, too much ego.
And
they'd rather just continue to do what they've been doing, knowing it ain't working.
That's my biggest thing, with the churches. I had a conversation with my pops. I say, I say we tied to like 2-3 different churches, right? But I say, the most of my tithe I do, I just get in the community and do some stuff. He said that's an offering, that's not a tithe.
He's correct.
You know what I'm saying? He said he changed my mindset a little bit. I said, well, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep doing what's on my heart, and I'm gonna keep giving what we give. Because all we're obligated to give is 10% of our earnings. So again, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because that makes me feel good and that makes my heart feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like one Christmas we gave her like 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like that made my heart feel good.
Yeah.
So I can't just keep, like I tell them, I say it'd be different if, like I told you, I say if we donating to the church or we paying our tithes to the church and we're seeing the church and the community helping, or we seeing turkey drives, food banks, like they have a food bank, like they have a room that's 3 to 4 times this size, and people, it's 300-400 people getting fed every week out of there. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that, but if I'm steady just feeding into a church and I'm not seeing no difference, that was a big problem with one of our churches in Houston. Like I told you, they put me as a trustee 2 months in, just because of the amount of money we were given. And I told my wife, I say, I shouldn't be on the board or no trustee because of money. That's the wrong purpose of a church. The number one thing we have about faith is hope.
That's right.
When you replace hope with money, bro, you got a pastor telling somebody, I said $2,000, not $1,000. I don't care what context it's in. Appreciate $1. Person don't have to give you that. You're telling people empty your bank account right now. God told me gonna make. Nah, man.
That's crooked.
Yeah, you got manipulation.
We can't do that.
That's crooked.
And even with the tithe and offering, even what your pops was saying, you wanna. The Bible says it's so clear. I just wish people will read the text. That it's so clear. You return your tithe to your storehouse, or to the storehouse, and he says so there may be the purpose of it. Is so there may be meat. That means manifestations in the house of God, whether that be light bill, outreach, but you got to determine where your storehouse is. And every pastor has a different assignment. All of us not called to do the overall principles to lead people to Christ. The method of how we do that could be different. And so as a member or somebody who's going to be taking their hard-earned 10%, if outreach is on your heart, then you got to find a storehouse that's also in line with the assignment, which is outreach, food banks, blessing the community. Because if not, I've seen so many people who are come to a church, any church, is like, well, I have been giving my tithe, I've been giving my offering, but I haven't seen y'all do anything in the community with it. So it goes both ways, and so your pops is absolutely right. And so, but I commend you for being somebody who understands the principle of the tithe. Because that also keeps a blessing on what you got going on. And it opens doors of opportunity. And then when you give in those offerings, man, that opens up so many more doors. When you give it to the poor, the Bible says if you give to the poor, you'll never lack. So I don't know what church they don't want to give to the poor, because it puts a blessing on the church. If we're giving to the poor, then we'll never lack.
Sometimes people don't realize, though, Charles, that it takes money to bless the community. And so because we've been in these situations where we've had to pull back from free community events that take money. But we're like, how this light bill gonna be paid?
That's the thing I was gonna say. How do you I'm a father, I'm taking care of a household, I got a $250 light bill, I got $270 in the bank, and you telling me to give $250 to the church. It's impossible.
Yeah, so it's and even with that, as a leader, as a pastor, it's about teaching people, teaching the principle of the tithe, not the law of the tithe.
Instead of just saying give it.
And just saying just give it.
Tell me
why am I giving the tithe?
There you go.
Show it to me in
show me in the word. Then show me the manifestation of my tithe. Because Jesus, not Jesus, but the scripture says, give me the tithe, so there may be meat in my house. What does meat or mean to you in this church? If I'm giving my tithe and I got a good tithe, what does that look like? Where is that going to?
There you go.
And I don't see nothing wrong with a member asking that. And then that pastor or the leadership be able to say, well, here's what we do with your tithe.
There you go. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Because for one, it's why are you questioning me? Well, I tell people all the time, I don't want you to trust me. Let's be transparent. If we're transparent, we don't need no trust. Right?
It's out there.
At the state of the world right now, you have to be able to show receipts. That's why it's so easy. Like we talked about the lady getting on Facebook. I politely just, okay, cool. Then I called T. I'm like, hey, send me them pictures. and I showed receipts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't argue with receipts.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're not coming here and I'm saying I'm building and I can't show you some buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you I had a hardware store and you walked into nothing.
That's absolutely right.
You know, so if we showing receipts, then okay. And guess what? I may be worth $10 billion. It's okay to question me too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because no matter how successful I've been, it's somebody out there saying I did them wrong.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? People don't. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't even want to have the conversation to question.
Yep.
They'd rather take their ball and leave and talk about you when they go
Mm-hmm.
instead of ever having a conversation.
I said the world would be a better place when a pastor, a peasant, a homosexual, a racist, a tyrant can all sit in the room and talk about why they feel how they feel, and no one judge them for it.
Come on.
Right. But see, that's love, though.
Yeah.
Really,
That's
that's really.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, all that we're talking about, whether it be politics, the church, and you said it earlier, it's love.
Yeah.
It's agape.
Yeah.
It's unconditional.
Yeah.
Whether I agree with you or not, it's the love that trumps all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I may not agree with that, or what you just said, or how you living, or how you not living, or whatever, but it's love. It's like, and that's how God loved. He loves us unconditional.
Yeah.
Like there's no strings attached to this. So we should be able to get into a room and talk about things that we don't even see eye to eye on. And then when we leave, we still leave loving each other.
Right.
I ain't say we leave agreeing.
Yeah.
That's our bar conversations a lot of times.
We just leave loving. You know what though?
Yeah.
Wow. And then even off top when you say something, I mean, it can be whatever about your lifestyle, and even at the bar, it ain't even about me hitting you with scriptures. It's about listening to you.
And the understanding.
I see where you are. I understand that.
Meet you there.
Yeah.
Whether you're in adultery, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a like you said.
The Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. So the more sin, the more off I think you are, that's the more love I'm supposed to show you. Because His love covers all that stuff.
Believe it.
And if we really walk in this agape piece, look, and we want God to love us unconditionally.
Right.
Well, we gotta love people the same way.
You know, the first person that ever told me that was my counselor.
Really?
Yeah, man. He told when we had talked, and I started trusting him probably about 6 weeks in, right? So he was like, Charles, you are a great guy. He said, but you have too many conditions with your kids. I say, hell no, I love my kid. My daughter, one of my daughters gay, one of my sons a lunatic, a drug addict, and I accept them all. He say, yeah, you accept. He say, but you accept them with conditions. I say, explain yourself. He say, you want them to go to college and do right. You want them to do this. You want them to be in the business with you. You want them to this. He said, those are all conditions. I said, that's me being a father. He said, no, you're being with conditions.
It's conditions.
He say, think about God. He say, you mess up so many times, and no time do he say, oh, I'm gonna spank him because he did this here.
That's not our God.
Now listen though. He may allow the devil to
There's consequences.
Well, you open up a door and that allows it. Yeah.
But again though, like he said, you still have free will there.
Absolutely.
So the devil can only do what you allow him to do in your life.
Right.
That's why I watch what I say about my body. I watch what I say about my mental. Because once you speak it, he can activate it.
That's it. Death and life is in the power of the tongue.
He can activate it. You know what I'm saying?
No question about it.
We have a responsibility, especially us, to my biggest accomplishment in life is I quit selling drugs for my kids. You get what I'm saying? Number one reason only. I knew my children, I'm too active in their life for them to understand me going to do 5-6 years.
Come on.
It would be too devastating, right? And I quit cold turkey. Walked in the house one day, was like, "Hey, baby, we need to pray. I want to be normal. I want to do this." That's what we told you about the 25 houses. That was our prayer, bro. We that night in the bed, for we did what married people do because I was out of town. We prayed about this.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, she always tells a story. And I just laugh because every time I hear it, I go right back to that day in that bed. And when I was praying, I wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be different. I'm like, man, if I'm so successful selling drugs, bro, imagine what I'd be in the business world. I thought it would be in fashion, and because I had clothing stores, beauty supply places, I thought that was gonna be my niche. I was doing shows, I was bringing artists down. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, right? And just so happened, real estate, how it came.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, we be selling ourselves so short, man.
Yeah.
And it's just because out of fear. People are scared. Bro, when we got them Grizzlies tickets, this is right hand to God. The Grizzlies tickets were like $80-something thousand. We had $3,000 left in the bank account. $3K. I wasn't sitting on that sideline a month before I had investors.
Come on.
Or I was doing a deal with somebody.
Right.
I told her, and I talked, I say, baby, I've always been the type to be like, if I make a decision, ain't no failure in it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if I get these seats, I'm gonna make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? And it's been such a blessing. But again, look at where we were strategically placed, because that wasn't our original seats. The first time we said that, we was all the way down on the other end by fun people. But when the season came around, I was placed right there. And I made that corner. It's ours. That was Trey just called me, Josh Trainer. Like, we talk all the time. Like, I got real lifelong friends. John gave me a penny.
Right.
Trainer Man gave me a penny. They did my podcast. We talked. Khalil, what? We had 4 questions about it. John, my podcast ain't about that.
Right.
What I told you, we're about positivity, speaking life, and giving people direction. I don't care about your drama.
Right.
I don't care about y'all almost breaking up. All I care about is y'all didn't.
That's it.
That's it.
Give a shit about the rest of it.
That's it.
You didn't.
That's it.
That's all that matters. We have to start showing people that, guess what? It's okay to be married.
Yeah.
And my marriage might not look like y'all's.
Right. That's right.
But I'm gonna accept yours however it is.
That's right.
It.